are we all? Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for coming over and joining us. Let's bring the boys in, shall we? Here they are, look, the boys. Oh. Both muted. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me, even over the mute. That's unbelievable. Hello, everybody. How are you?
I'll press that.
Hope you're well.
Is that
There you
better
go,
now?
Brian.
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you now. I've turned you on, Brian.
Oh,
I can
need a
hear
bloody
you.
holiday.
It was him turning me off. It wasn't me at all.
Another holiday.
know.
Another holiday.
It's a
I need a
long
holiday.
time
I've been
since
home
I was
2
called a
days.
boy, I have to say.
2 days he's brought the rain with him. Not a bit of rain
Second
here
day
until
home.
Tony
I gotta
returned.
go
though.
away again. Can't go with this crap.
So anyway,
Yeah.
welcome
Yeah, you
everybody.
can't go
Hope
away
you're all
this
well.
week. I'm coming to see you.
Well, you are. You are.
Nice.
Indeed.
And where
God,
are we going? Where are we going when you get here?
Right, we're going
Day
to see
afterwards?
the AWGB.
AWGB seminar.
We are.
seminar.
We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that.
Oh,
later.
yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Lots of good news about the seminar. Anyway,
Seminar.
so anyway, welcome everybody. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for
Good
coming over
news,
and
Tom.
joining us. Here we are again on our fifth one, I believe. This is the fifth episode of the TTT Podcast.
I can't believe that.
I know. You lot must be mad, keep coming back for more.
Exactly.
That's
When
what I
you
was
stop
thinking.
coming in, we can change this. We can go somewhere else and do something else.
Yeah.
So anyway, as always, we've got a few topics to talk about. We're going to spend 10 to 15 minutes on each topic and then we're going to move on. But again, then we'll open the chat to see if anybody's got something they would like to talk about and see what the opinion is on the chat and what
You
us
better
three
have.
think of it as well. So we'll try not to offend anybody, but obviously
No,
it's
we'll
about,
try to offend people.
oh, okay. We're trying to no. It's about telling people obviously what you think. There's no point asking the question and getting upset if you don't get the answer you want to hear. It's about everybody's view. Sometimes people's view is not what you want to hear. So anyway, I think Terry's going to read the chat out quickly.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm going to quickly read the chat. Evening,
Won't
everybody,
take long.
and welcome to the next episode of the podcast. Christine and Michael has time with the first ones in. They've been there since 3 o'clock this afternoon, eager to get
Keen.
on.
They wouldn't have been there since 3 because I didn't put a link up till 5.
Norman Greenwell quickly follows him. Vinny Cholan, Wavy Woodshed Andrews in there. Frederick Day's there. Barry's Wood Creations there. Happy 70th, by the way, or was it 78th birthday? I can't remember now.
Who was?
Barry,
Barry-
Tuesday.
If somebody as old as me.
78, I think
believe
he
that.
said he was, something like that. He looks it anyway, doesn't he? Paul Hyde in the Graves Returners in. Worden Burr-Haley's in there. Simon Mason's in. Even Simon. Peter Careless is with us. Malcolm Douglas. Rob from Klingspor Brazers is there. Raymond Wise is in.
Oh, God,
Carsten
Lord,
Pedersen's there. Helen Jenkins is there. Dancing with Aardvox is in. Roy's The Boy is in. Oh, he's in early. Look, he's obviously got
Obviously got something to
and
say.
that so far are
You must have
the
a question.
ones that have braved the weather to come in and see us.
Well, welcome everybody. Hope you're all well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming over and
Hope
joining
you
us.
I didn't have to brave the weather, Terry.
Any
I'm
questions?
confused by that.
Ask your neighbour.
Ask your neighbour. Mary! What's the weather like?
Right,
I met
so
Mary. You know me.
Mary,
Something about
Right.
Mary.
that's what they
Something
say.
about Mary.
Right, so let's make a start before it gets a little bit too chaotic.
Oh, you boring old fart.
Right, so let's bring Brian's question in first.
He's suddenly the chairman, isn't he?
Brian's excited today because he's actually got some post with his name on it.
Oh, I did.
Wow.
And it's not a bill,
Yeah, it came in a white envelope, unlike the usual brown.
So tell us
Right.
what you want to know then, Brian.
Well, it's Dalman Wood Supplies. I got this. What is it? What is it they call it? Catalog. A mail order catalog number
Mail
one.
order catalogue.
From Dalman Timbers, or Dalman Sustainable Timbers through Responsible Management, incorporating the former Styles and Bates. So I think we all know who Styles and Bates are, but
Were.
what we didn't know is that, what we didn't know so much is they're gone, and the people who supplied them in the beginning are called Dalman, Dalman.
His
And
name's
they
Rob.
produced this lovely. His name's Rob.
Right. If
Terry's
anybody's
actually-
if
Terry's
anybody's a
been and
member of
met
the
this guy.
IWGB, and you look at the, like, I think it's the 5th page, and there's a 2 or 3 page article.
I was
all
just going to
about
come to that,
Rob,
Terry.
which I wrote.
Which you wrote.
Look at the top.
Did you
It should
write
say.
it, that, Terry?
It should say. It should say new kid on the block. Brackets.
Oh,
Or is
so
it
it does.
underneath?
What
It
is
says Terry Bray.
Buy. Oh God, he's even got a byline. Would you look at that? Oh, God. He'd be expecting to get paid for that now, you know, because he's got a
No,
byline.
I won't at all. All done voluntarily.
My question was, did anybody else get this magazine today? Or this
Or is just
catalogue
Brian,
today?
or is Brian just really special?
Or am I the only person on the email or the mailing list? Because
It may well be.
Steve didn't get one.
It may well be that he went down the list of professional turners on the AWGB website and mailed them all one. And seeing you're on RPT, Brian, that's probably why.
That's
Frederick
true.
Day reckon he got one.
Oh, well, okay. Well, obviously, you know, yeah. Unless you're on Styles and Bates' list, and he's got that list.
Yeah, that's maybe more like it.
Okay. Can I just interject and say Michael McCune
he's not sure about it? I'm not sure about them yet.
We say that catalogues as well. We're not sure about them anyway. Nothing can replace
nothing
them.
can replace Styles and Bates.
All the timber, Frederick, or nearly all the timber that came,
quite a few,
all the exotic timbers that Styles and Bates had, was supplied by Dalman UK to them.
So there's 3 people in the chat who got one.
So I'm looking through my little catalogue here, and there's a bit of a story in it as well. There's a little bit, gives you a bit of information. And apparently,
Laurie's in and Martin's in.
Apparently, they got a delivery from Styles and Bates because they obviously took the timber back from Styles and Bates, and they were expecting 4 Arctic flow loads of timber, and they got 6 apparently coming back from Styles and Bates. So they've got loads.
That's a lot of timber, isn't it?
Have
they got a website? Have they got a website, Brian? I'll put it in the chat.
Dalman UK.
Dalman UK, is it? I'm just looking for
it. Dalman UK.com.
Terry knows because he's been there.
I've been there. I'll tell you.
So has anybody else?
If you look at the article in Revolutions, for those that got it, look at the article. You'll see the timber in there, and it's just tons of it. Beautiful.
There is, and it seems like they have a fine big shed, a big storage.
He started off with a little tiny, like trailer. He bought one of those. When he first started, he bought one of those that goes on a ship, you know, carrier things.
Oh, container.
Yeah. And he started it off because the reason he started it was because he had a friend who lived in Mozambique, and he's from South Africa as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy said, you know, some timber, blah, blah, blah. We sustain it, you know, we source it sustainably, and we manage it properly, blah, 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 blah. And he said, well, have a look. And then when he saw how good they were managing it and the timber they were getting and replanting thousands of hectares, he decided he'd have a container full. So he had his container full. Dave from Styles and Bates was his first purchaser. He said, I'll have some of that. And of course, they became friends, and he carried on buying off him. He kept bringing it in. And then he and then he started selling to the rest of the wholesale team around the country, I suppose, and maybe Europe as well. Then he went to a barn with no electricity, just a barn to up size wise. And now he's got a huge warehouse, which is, you know, temperature controlled. What's the name? Kilns he got to dry the timber and everything. Beautiful place.
Yep.
And of course, he opened up, I think it was last month, maybe the month before, probably the month before. He had Stuart Mortimer there demonstrating in his factory.
Oh, excellent.
On the lathe. And he's going to do regular demonstrations as well for anybody that can get there and go in and see. And they can tell you all about the timber and how it's sourced. And
whereabouts are they?
They're in a place called, I know it's in
Unit 3,
Berkshire.
Rowdown Road, Upper Lambourne.
Upper Lambourne, Berkshire.
RG178AB.
And
All that details is on the website.
And the man is one of the nicest people you can meet, actually. But Rob is one of the nicest people you can meet. Some Robs I know they're not that good, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Some Robs are not, but
there's a few in the chat, but don't mention any names.
You don't be upsetting Rob until after next weekend, all right?
Some of the boys can be a bit of prison, you know. Rob.
Just before we fly on and carry on talking about that, can I just say before it goes out of my visual range, Dances Arvark's got a question. He's just got some Allen keys.
Well, hang on. We'll stop there. We're going to go to the chat questions later on. I've just messaged him and told him that.
Okay, you can see the questions then, can you?
Yeah.
Flying out of my way, right? Okay.
Yes.
Carry on then.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll discuss what
Robert Brower's joined us as well.
Hi, Robert. How you doing? I just messaged
him. Laurie's joined us. Lucy Bundy Road. I better mention Lucy because she'll cry out. Yeah, Lucy's in there. And
cry me a river, Lucy will.
Rex B's there as well.
Cry me a river.
Yeah. So in fact, the catalogue's pretty good. But it's nice to go there. I'll tell you what, the Ascot, which I fell foul to, of course, is after I interviewed him and we did all the business. And I picked up, I don't know, maybe 500, maybe 800 pounds worth of timber.
A shoulder two's worth of timber.
For free, because he's donated to all the demonstrators at the AWGB. He's a corporate member now of the AWGB. And he's donated all the timber, except for the timber that some of the delegates are bringing themselves.
Right.
The English delegates are bringing themselves, but all the timber for the demonstrators at the weekend.
Very good.
And it's a lot of timber, I can guarantee it. So thank him for that on air. Well, thank him for that.
Definitely. There's people like that who support the AWGB and other seminars and
they do
things that may help the ball roll and make the cogs turn. Because without
William Penny's joined us. Hello, William. Yeah, carry on.
Hi, William. Without people like them, they'd have the AWG would have to fund that.
Well, if I could also say then, while I'm on that subject, Axminster supplied most of the lathes. Simon Oaks supplied 2 of them, but we've got 5 from Axminster lathes. Tooling, we got everything, all supplied by different suppliers, and. I just got to say thanks to you for supporting it.
We'll come on to that a bit later, I think.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So unfortunately, Brian, you're not just special. Other people got a magazine as well. Sorry.
Well, it wasn't the fact that was special. But
sorry to pop your bubble.
I was quite excited to see it because normally, with my Northern Ireland address, I don't get any of this.
Probably are special being that far away,
I'm going to place an order with them just to see what the carriage costs and stuff are. Like,
well, what I was going to go on to say is when I was there like most of the day. Actually, it was there from 9 in the morning till about 2 in the afternoon, and 1 in the afternoon. Sorry,
that's most of the day for Terry because he usually has a nap.
Then I drove down to Martin, and which is only 15 minutes away. Martin said, "I'm only 15 minutes down the road. Come down and see me. Pick up a prize for the draw that you can take back for the weekend." So. 15 minutes away, hour and a half later. It's not 15 minutes. So, when I got down there, I said, "You realise it's an hour and a half to get here?" And traffic wasn't bad. He said, "Oh, no." He said, "But if I'd said that, you wouldn't have come." And then I left him about 5 o'clock in the evening, having been there all afternoon. And it didn't get home till 11 o'clock at night because it was a 6-hour drive back.
I'm going to say, that's a hell of that's 3.5 hours for me, and you got another hour on top of that.
Yeah. Norman had trouble finding it too because he was at Hampshire doing a course, and then he ended up in some racing stable somewhere. Must have been a sat-nav issue, I doubt.
So what if you would share
my original point was then, having chatted to him and all this and got the interview and some photographs, blah, 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 and picked up all the timber, loaded the van up. He said, have a look around. He said, see what you think, and he said, so I said, what's that timber over there in that box? When I talk box now, I'm talking 6 foot wide by 2 to 3 foot deep by 4 foot, backwards. So that's the size of it. All African blackwood, leadwood, all the rest of it. He said, that's a scrap box. Now I've got some scrap pieces out there like this.
Yeah.
Foot and a half long, 8-inch diameter ironwood. He said, yeah, we just weigh it in. He said it's £12 a kilo. No, you can't get ironwood for £12 a kilo anywhere else. This was beautiful stuff. So I thought of that, of that, of that. You know, and then he said, that's blackwood there. In, you know, the little blackwood things, you get pen blanks, you know. They work out about £1 each, £2 each. You know, because they're scrap offcuts. They're all misshaped, but they're, you know, you can use them to whatever you want. So then I had to go and spend £100 myself.
There's a lot of pen blanks in a kilo, isn't there?
There is a lot.
Now, I've just looked at his offcut. There's an offcut section in this magazine.
Oh yeah, you got it. Well, I've been milling around there.
And it shows you the big box, and it says homegrown offcuts, £1.50 a kilo.
Oh no, the homegrown ones are. Yeah, this is.
Right,
I was
well,
talking about the African black.
General exotics, £3 a kilo.
Yeah.
And exotic best, whatever that is. I mean, that's obviously the fancy stuff. £7 a kilo.
Oh, £7 for that.
There you go.
See, that's good because a lot of companies would just throw that away, wouldn't they?
Well, just burn it, yeah.
I mean, if you know the ordinary timbers, the day-to-day timbers we use, the offcuts we're talking maybe like 8 inches long by 4 inch square. You know, on the end of a log, you just chuck it in, you know, or end of a cut, chuck it off because it's got a ragged edge. You can't bother cut the other end, so he just chucks it in there at £1 a kilo, and you'd be surprised. I mean, I'll get back with a van load.
Yeah, but it's not cost effective for him probably to spend.
It's not.
You know,
no.
2 hours cutting it into whatever. You know.
No.
Just a waste of. He would never make the money back.
No. So he just throws that in the bin, and that's it. People come along, help yourself.
He might get to a stage where it's ran back before he has to get rid of it and burn it anyway. But you know what I mean? But you mean, why not make a little? Because there are people who want pen blanks, or they see a bit and they think, oh, that's great for finials or whatever, lids for pots, things like that.
Yeah, but you pick that up. You know, you might pick that up for like you might spend £10 and have enough for about 20 pens, or you know, well, you ain't going to get that if you just go and buy the wood for the piece. You know, you only get 4 bits for that, don't you? Whatever. You know.
You're intrigued me now. I might have a ride down there one weekend.
Oh, well, I'll come down with you.
In the van. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
We'll take mine because it's bigger.
Yeah, you take your big van. Yeah.
Take the big van. Yeah.
Just load it. I'll just take all my tools out. Just load it up, son. Just load it up.
No, you trouble is, Stevie, we're this lovely stuff.
Oh no, imagine.
Yeah, it looks good. No, that was my. That's 15 minutes worth of my.
No, but I say he's supporting the AWGB now, and he supplied all the timber for the demonstrators that are not.
I think that's really good. He's.
That's good that he's.
Go ahead. It's really good now that he's doing retail rather than just.
Yeah, well, he did say to me. He said to me, the problem I will have, not will have, he said, but the problem I don't want to get into is the fact that I'm now taking over retail sales.
Yeah.
But I also supply wholesale to the rest of the country and Europe. He said, so I don't want them to get their backsides in their hands, as it were, because I'm actually selling retail. But I'm selling it at a competitive rate so they can sell it as well, if you know what I mean. So,
yeah, that's fine.
And it also top class stuff, you know. Martin Pigeon, my woodman, the one that supplies me my timber.
That's right, yeah.
Lives in, where does he live? Grimsby. Somebody got, I suppose. He gets his timber from him. You know, if I want an exotics, Martin drives down there and fills a transit van. Every sort of 3 or 4 months, comes back, and I buy it off him. Saves me driving down. Yeah, good, excellent.
Right then, let's move on to the next subject. Thank you very much for that, everybody. Right, so let's hide that. So, my question was, when colouring, what inspires you to choose the colours you do? Moods, season, argument with the wife, whatever.
It's gonna be black, then, isn't it?
Depends.
That's when you start burning things. You burn the wood first.
And
argument with the wife. Scold it.
You start carving it with a knife.
Get the brass on it.
So yeah. Anyway, I personally. I think everybody has the same thing. I think everybody has their same favorite colors. I love reds and light blues I really like. So I use those quite a lot. But I can't personally say if I'm in a Well, actually, if I was in a bad mood, I wouldn't even be on the lathe because I don't think I could. You're not thinking about what you should be thinking about.
No,
It could
yeah,
be an
sorry,
issue.
well, it does take your mind off it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And the other with seasons, I do actually quite like using autumnal colours. So this
Yes.
time of year, using yellows and browns and greens.
Reds.
So it's quite nice to be able to. But that's I mean I got nothing really. I suppose seasons really inspires me because I wouldn't do an autumnal bowl in the summertime. So, and I think in the summertime, reds and yellows make you feel good anyway, don't they? Really.
Well, the primary colours are designed, well, not designed. The primary colours are more attractive to the human eye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why we paint all kids' toys and stuff are all the bright reds and
Yellows,
blues and yellows and so.
William Kenny said colours? Question mark.
Yeah, colours.
Frederick Day said what he has available.
Colours.
Yeah, what he's got available. Yeah.
Painted
white.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit like that, you know.
Says Rob. Actually, you saying that, Rob? If you use lime in wax, you get something like ash or oak especially, and get some lime in wax and brush the lime in wax into the grain and buff it. It looks absolutely beautiful. So if anybody ain't got any lime in wax, get some.
Yeah, I must actually get some lime in wax. I think I have some. So the silver stuff that Martin has, you know, a silver waxes.
Yeah, embellishing waxes and golds and
embellishing waxes.
bronze.
They're similar to liming waxes. It's the same idea.
But not the same.
It's the same idea, but it's not quite the same. Yeah, I know. It's the same idea. Just it highlights the grain of the timber.
So with a lime and wax, what colour is a lime and wax?
White.
White. And you get a liming brush. You buy a liming brush and you scrape the grain with a liming brush.
And then you put in this wax.
Then you put the wax. It's called liming wax, but it's like it's not like it doesn't have the consistency that Martin's embellishing wax is.
No, they're more wax than
but
liming wax is a bit of a misnomer.
Liming wax you put on with a brush or a cloth or whatever, and then buff it up. It does come up really, especially in oak.
You can put you can put any wax on with a brush.
Yeah,
I mean, you put shoe polish on with a brush.
Oh, I don't care. Liming wax is good. I like it.
Yeah.
I used to make, but before I got, I used to make furniture and use liming wax, oak furniture.
It gives it that
distress. My day when I was a carpenter.
It does.
In my workshop, but I don't do that now.
Yeah, colours are really a personal thing. I mean, it's hard to advise people to use a specific colour. Use what you like.
But if you've got just say an oak bowl, you want to lift it a bit, just give the outside some liming wax.
Yeah, I mean, Steve made one the other week there, and he just didn't lime it. He just used an embellishing wax.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And it just highlights the grain and gives it a bit more
interest. Didn't see that because I was on holiday, I think. So.
I've done like walnut bowls or.
I don't think I've got one to hand, have I?
Or I'm trying to think of the Oroco. What's
Oroco?
Mahogany, and then just put like a bit of gold embellishment. It just gives that little bit of shimmer. Just puts that little bit of a shimmer on it, doesn't it?
That's the mahogany.
Yeah, it's the mahogany.
I actually can't see a piece on my wall here that has got waxes in it. That's a bit strange. I don't use it that often.
I do like the embellishment wax.
But it has a nice finish. But
I think they can just do that.
Rob makes a good point there, right? And Rob Klingsport makes a good point. It kind of depends on what the finished piece is intended for.
Yeah.
There's no point in putting colours that won't suit the decor. If you want to, if you're making it for somebody's house. I got a commission there not so long ago. A girl wanted a fruit bowl for her kitchen, and I had to go to her kitchen, have a look at the kitchen to see
what colour the worktops were and things.
The worktops are black.
Right, anything goes with that then.
So anything, but she wanted black. She wanted a black fruit bowl to sit on her table, and she had a white table, so her kitchen was black and white.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's good.
So I had to do a high gloss finish black fruit bowl. which isn't as easy as it sounds, I have to tell you.
Right.
But I did have a piece that I made, just a decorative vase type piece that I made and coloured it. And my customer, when she came to pick it up, she says, "Oh, that's a beautiful colour." And she went away and she took the thing home, set it in her kitchen. And 2 weeks later, she sent me a photograph for her kitchen that she repainted to match the vase. So,
William Kenny says walnut colour. Go stand in the corner, Steve.
So the motto of that is, so the motto to
Keyword.
that story is, if someone goes to buy a bit and they say, won't really match my colour of my house, you can say, well, actually, you can repaint your house.
Yeah, repaint your house. That's it. Funny you should say that. Actually, talking of that, I painted a picture one day of a pub. You know, like little pub in a country village, and it was one of Ruth's nursing friends. This is going back now 45 years. And she said, can you paint a picture of the pub, the village we live in? Because it's such a lovely pub. And I'd like to hang on my wall. I said, yeah, sure. So anyhow, I go out there, take some photographs and stand there, draw it and all the rest of it, go back home, paint the picture. But the pub was just, the walls were just white, but they were tired. You know what I mean? Bit flecking off, black bits here and there, and all the usual tired painting. But I thought I'll paint it peach color because that'll enhance the surroundings. So I painted this pub and I painted the walls peach color instead of white. Took the painting back. She was commissioned, so I sold it to her. She bought it, paid for it. So that's lovely. Great, okay. So she took it in the pub to show the landlord, and he said, right, he said, I want one of those as well. Tell him to paint another one. Tell him to come out to see me. So I don't see him. I said, what do you want then? He said, paint another one like that. He said, only this time I want it 6 foot square, 6 foot by 4 foot to go on the wall. Exactly the same. So I had to paint this bloody great picture 6x4, using 4-inch brushes and things. Took it out there. And by the time I took it out there 2 months later, after I finished it, he'd painted the pub peach. The whole pub was painted outside with the colour that I was painting it.
there you go.
Yeah, he paid me for it, and that was it. Everybody was happy. It's still there now, 40 years later.
Take a note of that question from Rob there.
Yep.
Rob.
Steve. We'll come back to that one, Rob, I think.
We'll come back to the chat questions a little bit later. So has anybody got in the chat got any further comments on this question?
Yeah, what inspires you to colour something?
Yeah.
Do you like colour, actually? Hands up. Answers on the postcard.
William's already answered that, hasn't he?
Other than William, how many of you do like having a go at colour? Would do have a go at colour?
And Pete's on holiday as well. So.
Wood should not be coloured.
Sometimes people say colour's just like resin. They either hate it or like it, like Marmite.
But you got to remember, you're not actually, or if you paint it, but you're not trying to cover the grain. You're trying to enhance it.
Rob from Kleinsport says, anything not black and white, not black and yellow, it's always going to be substandard. Well, we know that, Rob.
Well, you paint it properly, black and yellow, it'd be all right,
And Laurie, depends on what I use last. Choose something different. Yeah, I agree. And sometimes you got to remember, if you use a colour you're not used to, and you haven't used it, if you don't like it, you can turn it off again anyway. It doesn't really penetrate that deep into the wood to worry about.
Another it
can get expensive.
Loves colouring, but can get expensive real quick, says Mike. Yeah, it can, but
they last long.
I kind of tend to look around for cheaper alternatives to what some people are offering. But
the thing is, though, when you do that, Brian, the cheaper alternatives always turn out to be dull.
Do you think?
They're the colour, but they're dull. They don't have that punch with them.
Cheaper paints are cheap for a reason. They're not.
I would give you that, but I tend to use like inks and stains.
No, inks are fine. Inks
buy from other sources. Then,
but inks are quite expensive, actually. If you look at the
It can
actual
be.
amount
If
you
it,
get
if
for
you,
what you
Can be.
pay.
They'll last a long time, Gary, and they go
yeah,
a long
you say
way.
they say expensive, but if you like, say for instance, the Hampshire Sheen, they do the little 15 milliliter
They do.
sample packs. I mean, they last a long, long time. Then
I've
I
still
mean,
got my original pack, I think.
I mean,
Sorry,
you
Oh yeah.
15 milliliters doesn't sound a lot, but there's quite a lot. I mean, and when you're going to use certain colours all the time, so just when you use that colour and you're in that colour, then buy a 125 milliliter bottle.
Well, if you use the little bottles from that Hampshire Sheen test kit,
Yeah,
if you're airbrushing them, they last forever.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But if
I
you're
think-
actually putting on with a cloth, you know, obviously
Yeah.
the cloth absorbs quite a bit. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I've still got some left over I bought bling 2 years ago. The little ones, but then I
mean,
stupid as usual, just went and bought the full colours in 150 mil or 200 mil packs or whatever. Somebody will be selling them when I'm gone, dead.
Yeah, I'll not be selling them, Terry. I'll just
but
take
like
them.
I bought a sample pack. The first set I had was a sample pack, and that lasted
Mm-hmm.
me a year before I had to buy the full size ones. Haley says, I like to compliment plain wood and draw attention to something that would probably be overlooked. Yeah, that's it. You're
Yeah,
actually enhancing it, not overcoming it.
That's
Yeah,
what you
the
should
thing
always
is, of course,
be
some of the
trying to be
colours
like.
are translucent, so that whatever your grain is still pops through.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, I
And
think it's
if
a
you've
good
got a
idea.
piece that's dull and bland and
Enhancing it.
rubbish, like Simon says, if you put a colour on a piece of sycamore that's waste of rations, you think, what am I going to do with this bit of sycamore? You turn and make a bowl out of it or chair leg or whatever. Well, colour it. It's going to look 10 times as good because it's flat, bland wood.
Can be. Colour's good for enhancing, yeah, absolutely.
But if you've got
I'll be
something nice
happy
and
to use
stunning,
that.
then
But going back to the original premise today, what kind of gives you the idea for using colour? Nothing really. It just appears. That's the way I operate. Just turn something and think about
and
it.
the difference between cheap paints and stains and dyes are meant for wood. You see, there is a difference.
Mm,
I mean, I've had cheap aerosols and they just don't flow properly. You can't get a
I
good
don't
coverage
use
on
that.
them. And
Yeah, I would stay away from cheap aerosols, but
Yeah, I find the nozzles are so cheap from China that you spray them and you get blobs coming out as well as the spray.
Yep.
You know,
it spits at you rather than sprays it.
then you've got to turn it all off and start again.
I remember that as well,
Yeah.
Frederick. I remember Steve
all-
Kerr in a lovely
we all
Burl
do.
plank some time
Yeah.
ago. Everyone was screaming no, but it turned out great. See, sometimes you got to just think outside. Actually, I was talking about that last Sunday because I have it on my
Think
Krafts
inside the bowl.
and the old boy, a bloke picked it up. He said, "Oh, that's a lovely bit of Burl." And he turned over, he goes, "Who coloured it?" And I said, "I did." And he went,
Yep.
"Are you mad?" I go, "No, but it looks good, doesn't it?" He said, "Well, actually, it does look nice." Yeah. So I said, but sometimes you just got to think outside the box.
Yeah, as long as you don't overdo the colour and just
Yeah.
highlight
That was just a plain
highlighting the grain, lifting it up a bit rather than round and brown.
And if you're getting
Make-
translucent colours, they'll show you grain through, won't they?
They do,
You know.
totally do. I agree.
Not there to. I think the crimson guitar colours are they not as dyes? Are they not quite expensive?
I'm not sure about the price of them, to be honest. I've never bought any.
What's that? Sorry, I was just reading the chat. What do you say, Steve?
The crimson guitar dyes. I think they're quite expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, they probably will be, but then it reflects in the price of the guitars. He is brilliant, isn't he? So,
Oh yeah. Yep. Paint pulling can be fun. I remember the first string pull one I did. That was a right mess. Absolute right mess.
My first one ever did, still sitting here in my workshop.
I haven't
still
done a
sitting in the
string
office.
pull one yet because
I made
I
a
keep
clock.
seeing Wayne do it, so I thought I'd leave that until he stops doing it. But he stopped doing it now. I might have a go at that one day.
Wayne stopped doing everything, bless him.
Yeah.
I might turn a bowl on Sunday actually because
there's a
I
string.
went to-
There's a,
did I
there's a
tell
string
you?
pull.
Yeah, look at that, that's lovely. That looks very nice.
That was my very first one. Made a bit of a clock out of a worktop.
So what you're saying is you know what you're doing now.
I can't know what I'm doing yet.
No, he's only good downhill from here.
It's got worse since.
Next time Brian goes in the workshop, he's going to try and turn with the handle. Hold the gouge and turn with the handle.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
So I went to France for a holiday, and where we were staying in this jeet little house.
The
The
jeet.
guy lived next door, and he has retired with his missus and all the rest of it. And he's building. He bought another plot of land, and he had to build a house on another house. And and when we got in there was a book there, in this book, places to go, and it said you have exclusive access to our woods. You don't happy with that? So about half a mile away was this wood. So Riv and I took a drive over there and walked through this wood, and we got to the middle of this wood, and it was just walking into a wood yard, a sawmill. He built this house. All the timbers from the house came from the wood, and he's sustainably managing it, and it's lovely, really gorgeous. Of course, me. I mean, I went back to him and said, "Right, I need some wood, and I'll make you a bowl for you to give me the wood." So he said, "Fine." So he's given me 4 pieces, which we cut off and chopped up. Been seasoned about not very long, about 4 years. And he said, so I've got 2 pieces of cherry and 2 pieces of ash. So I'm going to make him a couple of bowls and drop it down to somewhere in London. I'll post it there because his father-in-law lives there. And I'm going to do that live. So, because he's subscribed to me, so he could see it. So that's maybe happening Sunday, one of those.
Very good.
So actually going to do
Now
a
I'm
live on Sunday,
back.
Barry?
Look forward to it.
Might do. Well, Pete wants me to stand in for him.
Was he?
Ah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
He's gone on holiday. See, how can he afford to go on holiday when he got lives to do on Sunday night?
I don't know. It's terrible.
That's bad.
You know?
Sure.
That's no commitment at all. That's
There's no commitment, is it? He just don't care. So I've promised him I'll stand in for him on Sunday for his live. So I'm standing in for Pete, everybody, on Sunday. You want to go over?
he needs to get his backside in gear and get back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not good enough,
The
really.
cheek of some people just going on holiday when they got lives to do.
Just at the drop of a hat. I mean, no, it's going on.
He just said, I'm away.
Shocking.
I thought, well, that's bloody good. What about your live on Sunday? Now, he went looking for me, apparently.
Roy has set himself up there badly, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Just looking
Yes,
at
Roy,
the
we
chat.
can see your questions.
Well,
Just
just
that
to
we ain't
go
gonna,
in,
We're
not
totally
gonna put-
ignoring you, mate. We don't
we're
give a
not gonna-
damn.
We're not going to put every time you type something, we're not going to put it up on the screen, mate. People can see it in
Before
the
we
chat.
came in here, Roy, we said, if Roy comes in and says something, ignore it, and then he'll get all upset. Are you seeing our things? Are you? Anybody seeing our
Actually, we was going to go Roy. Roy who?
You're too late. Somebody already did.
Oh, did they?
Oh, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Who's
So,
Roy? Roy? Who's Roy?
yeah. Right. So that's
Ah,
killed
sorry.
that question.
Yep.
So it's over to you now, Mr. Bray.
I've got to think of a question.
You got to think of a question.
We're going to talk about the AWGB for a minute, I think.
Okay, let's talk about the AWG.
What do you think, Terry? We'll talk about the
If you want to talk about it, I can talk all night about that.
Well,
Aye.
the thing I
God.
want, to
Yes.
talk about is, again, I've received a magazine from
Revolutions.
Revolutions magazine. From
Get
the
4 a year.
AWGB. Yeah, we do, but it's getting wild expensive to print this stuff.
Did I mention there's an article in there
Yes, you did, Terry.
from me?
What I would like to ask people in the chat is, would you prefer to have the magazine, or would you prefer to have a digital copy of said magazine? Seeing as how we're supposed to be moving to a paperless society. Remember they said that in 1960 something. We're moving to a paperless society. It's got worse
Yep.
instead of better.
Rob Copperell's in, and so is Steve Gordon. Good evening, Rob, and good evening, Stephen.
Evening, guys.
Right.
I'd be quite happy not to receive a
You are,
magazine
Steve.
through the post.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. I think
I
a
think-
magazine. The trouble is, there are people
Well,
who haven't
to be
got
honest-
emails. That's the trouble.
Yeah, well, I can be quite honest. It's £12,000 a
Yes.
year to post the magazine,
but I wasn't-
magazine, not to print it. It's an awful lot of money.
I wasn't so much worried about the costs of it, Terry. I just wanted to get people to answer the question: would they rather have a hard copy posted to them, or would they rather it would be in a digital format? I wasn't feeling so much worried about.
I'm
the
a bit
cost,
old-fashioned. I
cost
personally
would
would
be-
like a magazine.
I
but
like
it
I
is-
like the magazine because you can sit down on your chair in an evening and just open it up and Oh,
Yeah.
what was that in the magazine? I don't have to run away to the computer. It's there.
And I don't know about you. I
Nowadays,
don't know about you, but I can never get a laptop to balance on my knee when I'm on the toilet.
it's difficult. You're right.
It is
I
very
don't own a laptop,
Well, it's even harder
so
for
there
you
we
then.
are.
You have to take the iMac to the toilet.
Means
That's
I've
no
got to
use.
take my computer in there on a table and everything else. And basically, if yeah, I can just do that now. Can I really just ship it in there and dope from the toilet?
I personally, I'm like you. I'd rather have a magazine because you can have it on the table and that reminds you to actually sit and read it. Where if it's on the computer, how many times do we open an email, close the email, and forget about the email?
Forget, yeah, where it's gone. Yeah. The other thing, of course, is if the prices are going to go up again. The thinking the post office
Well, the
is doing
price
it.
of printing and stuff is horrendous.
But it's not necessarily the printing. We get a very good deal on printing.
Oh,
It's
you
just
will.
the postage
It's
is
just
12
cost of
grand.
shipping. Yeah.
And of course, the fees are going to go up to join the AWGB, and that's going to put people off. £21 a year. I mean, that's
That's more
breaking
than
the
that. That's
bank.
going up £4.
That's
Yeah,
It's going up
exactly. So it's going to be
£4.
25. So, I mean, obviously things do go up. You expect that. But for the cost of us putting it up £5, the postage, whatever, is going to go up 10 times that amount. You just can't keep pace with it. That's the thing. The other thing I
Postage is
suppose is
expensive when you.
you can make the copy smaller, make it A5 or something,
You
but
could make
you
it
still
A5
got
size, but then
still got to save postage.
And you won't be able to see the magazine because the print will be that small in it.
yeah,
Yeah, it is distressing, of course, because a lot of people have opted for the digital version. I mean,
yeah. I think I
most
think
of the
I'm going to opt
youngsters,
for the digital version.
yeah,
'Cause-
most of the youngsters nowadays, of course, I mean, they wouldn't know
Yeah.
what a magazine was. It's all digital, isn't it?
Well,
They can't see
truth
it on the
enough,
phone. They won't look.
and not very many
But
people
most of the
nowadays
people
have
that
a magazine rack in their house. I mean, we used to have
most
magazine
people
racks. We don't now.
most people that members of the AWGB, I think, are probably old.
Or, or
You know what I mean?
you speak for yourself,
And
Bray.
hey, mark at you.
Oh, I'm
You know
far
what I
younger
mean?
than you, Terry Bray.
You must be joking. You're about 30 seconds.
They're off.
That's only because your mother had a drink of orange juice first.
Anyway,
Anyway,
let's. I just
Malcolm
want to know what
Douglas likes
people.
a paper copy. Let's see. Malcolm wants a
Yeah,
paper copy.
yeah. It's quite a lot. It's quite a few people have answered there and would like to see it.
Mm.
And Steve Gordon says, "Have people missed the Axminster catalogue going online?" I don't think so, Steve.
No,
I
but the
haven't
thing
missed
is,
it
this
because
is a little
I
bit
never got a
different,
magazine
Steve.
from Axminster.
That's a little bit different because if you click on the Axminster site, the magazine's there. They email you every 20 seconds anyway with new stuff. you know. And if you're going to buy something anyway, you're going to trawl all the way down through everything they've got.
2 or 3 times
3
a
or
day, I
4
think I
times.
get emails from Axminster.
Exactly. 3 or 4 times you'll trawl down through until you get it, and then that's what I want. Click. And it's already. Should we use the same card as we did last time? Thank you very much. It's in the post.
Yes.
Hi, JP. JP's in.
Hello, Jamie. Hey.
Welcome along, buddy.
Yes, it is. You mean I can see the principle that shipping is you mean even because of the size of it's going to be classed as a large letter, isn't it? So you're talking what?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
£2.80 order. I know, £2.80 order. Even if you're Frankie, you're still going to be paying £2 order, £2.80 order letter. Which, and if you got, I don't know how many members received the Revolution.
There's a bit
Right.
of packaging involved as well because it comes in a plastic sleeve thing and
Sleeve, doesn't it? Yeah.
with your address and stuff on it, so it can be cheap. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Where if
I'm
it
not
was
sure. I
getting
mean,
emailed,
there are, to be honest, 3 or 4 thousand, I suppose. So
yeah, if it was getting emailed, it would cost nothing
no.
except somebody's time to set it up
And that would actually do 2 things if you did that. The money we'd save would then be able to go to other projects like, young people learning to turn for free. This club needs a lathe. Well, we'll buy them a lathe when they grow up, and they buy themselves a lathe, they give it back.
Yeah.
We do that now, but other things can come into the play as well.
Certainly, it would
Don't
relieve
forget
funds to go elsewhere.
all the courses are free. All the courses are free. Some of them you're asked to pay a donation, but you don't have to if you can't afford it. But you can apply for a course. Now, what company would say, "Oh, you have a course today, the free of you?" Like, just go off and do a wood turning course for free. It's advertised in the magazine for £21 a year. Oh, I'll have that course. That's all. That's £100 gone right away in it.
Grants.
That's what we fund. You see, that's what the
I think it's a
members.
really good thing,
fund.
and for the price that we pay, even if it's gone up to £25 a year, it's nothing really.
Well, you pay more than that, you know.
Well, the thing is, as a club, we're an AWGB affiliated club, and that's okay.
So
Our
we-
members have to. Members have to pay their club fees, and they have to pay their AWGB fees.
Right.
But out of the AWGB fees that we pay, we get demonstration money back. We get
It's true.
a demonstration grant. We get deeply subsidised insurance. Not last year. I don't know. It was last year. I think last year we got a grant from the AWGB to help buy new lathes and tooling. Well, actually, I bought some tooling for the club. So, I mean, there's all those. And the options are there. You just got to apply for them. And a lot of people don't know they're there. But if you go on the website, if you go on the AWG
Oh, it's
website,
all on the website. Yeah.
Anybody who runs a club, who's in part of the committee of a club, I recommend you go on the AWGB website and actually look at what you can get as a club, because there's quite a lot you can get as a club.
Yeah. And as a single member, you can apply. This course is advertised every month, every quarter advertised. Do you want to, I don't know, thread chasing course? Do you want to go down to Steve Gordon's and ruin some wood? Do you want to go to so and so? You know what I mean? It's there, and they say, oh well, so and so's running, and there's 4 courses running. Here's the dates. Here's the times. And some people say, yeah, but it's a hell of a long way for me to go. I've got to stay in a hotel. Well, hang on a minute. If there's 15 people in your area that want it down there who can accommodate you, and they'll do it. They'll do a course. It's just that whichever areas are available, you know.
On the training and development page on the magazine this time, we've missed Colwyn, that was in September. But Mick Hambry on the 1st of October, intermediate advanced, bold and colour. Gary Rance in Wendover, Buckingham, 11th of October. That's beginning and intermediate, humming top it is. Simon Hope's doing one on the 16th of October, intermediate advanced. That's turning sphere. That'll be interesting.
That'll be good.
And then on the 6th of November, you've got Chris Parker.
Is that a one-day course for Simon Hope?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that one-day course for Simon?
Yep. Does it?
Last year,
these are all one-day
Stuart
courses.
Mortimer did a thread chasing course. There was bull turning courses. There's lots of
courses all the time. The AWGB are running courses all the time, and it's usually because they're linked in with the Worshipful Company of Turners. It's usually professional turners that are teaching them.
Yeah, and
people
also
who have the facilities already.
If you got a son,
sort of given a day, you know. So
if you got a son or daughter who's young and wants to learn, the Emerging Turners course, which is primarily the Worshipful Company of Turners, but the AWG do put a little bit into that as well, money wise. And you may have seen on Facebook, if you're into that sort of thing, on Turning UK, I think it was, a load of pictures and of 3 days of the Emerging Turners course. There must have been 12 people there, taught by all professional turners.
Yep.
And they had 3 days comprehensive course to bring them on further again. Now that's good. I think that's brilliant. Because guess what, everybody? You know, everybody watching this today with all their names in the chat will be dead in 100 years.
Put Steve Gordon.
The kids might not be
on the screen.
They may be a turner.
So Steve says that it would be great if more people made a donation for their course.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I think personally,
you get the course for free. You can, basically you could afford to stick 20 quid in.
I think personally there should be a minimum payment of £20 to £25, because no disrespect, if someone's a turner and they can afford to drive halfway across the country to spend a day with a professional turner, then they can afford to pay £25 for a course that would have normally cost 100 odd quid.
Yeah, just towards the cost.
Well, just to let you know, I mean, if I don't know, it's not common knowledge, but just to say, there was a course in Hartlepool 3 weeks, maybe 2 months ago, where Dennis arranged a course for 4 people because they do 4 at a time, and only 1 turned up.
That's bad. That's really bad.
And when he rang them and said, well, "You're not coming," one said, "I couldn't get out of bed." One said, "I had football instead." That's because it didn't cost them anything, so they didn't turn up.
So no
Cost us.
commitment.
We still paid Dennis.
Yeah, it's bad. Isn't it?
But they didn't turn up. So I
Yeah,
mean,
Simon
one
Mishman
chap
was
had 1-to-1 tuition for the day, but that's not the point, is it?
Simon Mish makes a good point. He says, agreed, but could we just offer a discounted course and not for free?
You could do, yes.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
50%.
If you've got to pay 50% for the course, say the course is 120 quid, and they say, right, you're going to have this course for £60. You're going to turn up for that if you've paid it up front.
Yeah. And no disrespect, if I could spend the day with a professional turner for 60 quid, I'd be there.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Paul Heitler. I can highly recommend Dennis's course. Very interesting and a good tutor. Dennis is a good tutor. He's just.
That's because you got 1-to-1, Paul. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. We have turned up. I don't know if it was Paul, actually, but
it has to be a bit soul destroying for the professional who's actually doing it.
Exactly. Well, the organisers as well, I mean.
And I mean, that's the kind of thing that will get them stopped.
Well, Masuma
will say, "Well, I'm just not doing it because the difference."
Masuma Ramin, who's the one that organises the course, she does the training organisation, and she passes it to what's the name? Oh God, I forgot his name. Demonstrator, professional, board ed. Come on, somebody tell me.
Chris Parker.
Chris Parker then finds the happening, right? Depending on who asks for the course in which areas, he then finds the venues. So it must be so destroying for them, actually, because they think, oh God, we've arranged 4 people to turn up, we pay for it all, and only 1 does. It's not good, is it? So yeah, perhaps, maybe, actually, it might be another way, just saying, okay, it's a £50 deposit. You don't turn up, you lose it. Turn up, you get it back.
You could do that too. That's
one way of encouraging them to get out of bed.
Yeah. But the thing is,
they were youngsters.
No disrespect. If you've committed, whether you're paying for it or not, if you've committed to say you're going to be somewhere, then you need to be there, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't just go, oh, I can't be bothered to go.
Can't be bothered today,
I mean, that's
cost me nothing.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Because
there are people who might have wanted to go on it who couldn't go on it because them places were already taken.
Oh dear.
Robert Klingsport's booked in for a trailer falling off course later in Northern Ireland.
So tractor falling out, of course. Terry, you can almost read. But no matter. I'm getting abused again. On another note from the AWGB, it's just turning into the AWGB.
That was my question. What about the AWGB? I was going to say, but never mind. Carry on, Brian.
The AWGB are looking for a new vice chairman.
They are.
Sounds like a job for Terry.
Oh no! Don't you mean you got enough power as it is?
Well, you have to think about is if I'm the vice chairman, when Roger gives up, who's the chairman, he's not going to be there forever.
No, don't volunteer.
It'll be like 3 or 4 years. I'll be in charge of it. You don't want that.
No, you don't.
Really don't want that.
No, you don't want that. They're also looking for a regional representative for the southwest region.
Again.
Yeah.
So anybody from the southwest.
And anybody lives in the Midlands as well. We need one for the Midlands.
Oh, and the Midlands. Oh, so do Midlands region as well.
And I'll tell you, we had a lovely chap took on the Midlands rep, but unfortunately he got quite ill and cancer, so he's having treatment and he's had to pull out.
That's a big area to cover and all, isn't it?
Well, I think it should be the East Midlands and West Midlands, because Midlands start from the other coast. We're near where Liverpool way, or down a bit from there, obviously, but that way. North Wales, and comes
Mhm.
right across to me.
It's a big area.
Yeah,
Now,
it is.
let's move on from all that AWGB talk and talk about the seminar.
So we're still talking about the AWGB then.
Yeah, but
Hands up, who's going? I know. Steve
going.
Gordon's going because he's promised to buy all three of us a drink.
Oh,
oh,
cool.
Steve Gordon's
Cool.
buying a drink. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah,
cool.
of
going
course
now.
he is. He said that we're all
You'll
gonna
be
get
all right,
drunk, he
Steve,
said.
because I only drink soft drinks. I don't drink alcohol, so you'll be all right.
That means you
I-
can go to the
I
bar.
don't drink alcohol either. Yeah.
Saying
that
that,
means
saying that, but alcohol, that soft drinks
Steve,
are
that means you can go to the bar, Steve. You can go bar and get drinks.
yeah, because you
No
got to be
chance
that
of you
rat
falling
ass.
over
You won't
coming
be
back
able
And
from
we
the
can't
bar. Yeah,
walk.
exactly.
to.
No, we don't need a driver, so we need a tray carrier. Oh dear.
I know Malcolm Douglas is going. I'm looking forward
Rob
to
said
see
he
him.
might. Rob said he
Even
might
if you
go.
can't afford to go for the whole weekend, you can still go for a day at a time. Just
So
just
Steve
pick your
said,
demonstrations and go.
Steve said, yeah, you can drink. You can have as much tap water as you like.
Yeah.
Oh, good man, Steve. Oh, thanks very much, Steve. Appreciate that.
Right. Okay. I'll just say this, and you can't afford to go, right? Okay. No, not a lot of people. You know, some people can't afford to go. Fine. You may, members of the chat, or may not know, if you can't afford to go, and you put a request in to go, the AWGB might pay for you because we've paid for 10 people
Why didn't
this
you tell
year
me that
to
before I paid to
go
go?
because you can afford it,
Well, you
right?
can afford it, so can I.
There's 10. We pay for scholarship, but it's only for that weekend to go and have the accommodation and the meals rather than them not be able to go. They've give their reasons, they fill a form out,
Mhm.
and we've authorized 10 people to go this year. Now, if you check the website when the seminar is coming up, it's all in there. You can ask. Obviously, we do 10 or 11, I think is, and if there's 50 people apply, then it will be all get it. Maybe out of a hat, maybe, whatever. But so it's not necessarily I can't afford to go there. If you really want to go and you've got a good reason to, then and you can afford to apply. Does it matter? And you might be lucky and get a place. A friend of mine's got one. He lives in Scotland. Eddie, he's got
Oh,
arthritis. He's this
my
and
good
it's a
friend
long way
Eddie.
to
Yep.
go. He's not well off, as in, he can just afford to go anywhere. And he applied and he got it. And 9 others did. It's something we do to try and help those that, not to say this is an elite place. If you can't afford it, you can't come. No, we're saying if you want to go and you have
Oh, excuse
and
me.
you can't afford it, don't be what's the word? Proud. Apply. Get your name drawn out the hat. You might be one of the ones that do get to go for nothing. No, you can't apply for drinks vouchers, Stephen.
Yes, Simon Hope did have a look. Have 10 vouchers for sale.
And Simon did as well.
He did, yeah.
I've just looked, and apparently they're all gone. So they were half price.
But that was half price. That's how good Simon C, another corporate member, said, because we give away. He said, "Oh, I'm going to give 10 away, half price." So it's just helping those that.
I'm a bit confused with the pricing just at the moment because I'm looking at the pricing.
You're paying, Brian. You're paying full price. Don't worry, we got your money.
I know. I've already paid. But I'm looking at the.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Thanks, Brian.
You haven't got the bill yet for staying for me for. You haven't got the bill yet for staying for me for a week and transportation back and forth from the airport.
I hate to tell you this, Terry. I'm sending you the bill for keeping me.
You can send out the Ruth. I'm going on holiday. She'll be here looking after you.
No, I'm just looking at it. It's a different price for each day. So Friday's £105, Saturday's 155, and Sunday's 115.
Yeah.
I think because Sunday it finishes a bit earlier and there's no evening meal.
And these are not including
Friday night.
meals.
There's a big gala. Well, can I just show you this? I think
I've only just noticed that. So
look at this. Look, for all those green-eyed little brutes in there. This. Guess what this is? Anybody guess what this is?
Simon Hope Holland system.
No. What, in a little tube like that?
Well, it could be. It's got
No.
long, straight bits.
Straight from the Easywood tools.
Oh, it's not an easy.
My
number one
mate
hollower.
Doug. My mate Doug.
My mate Doug.
Bless him.
My mate
Who owns
Doug.
Easywood Tools, one of the owners. We were having a chat last November actually, in Harrogate.
Oh, that's
And I said,
different.
well, if you'd like to donate a prize to our seminar this year, let me know. And he rung me last week and said, he texted me last week. What about that prize, Terry? He said, it's coming up. What do you need? I said, well, a number one hollower would be nice. Arrived this morning. That's for the draw. That's that's one of the prizes. And there's a full hollowing system from Simon Hope.
Excellent.
There is, what can I say, a razor tip from Wood Art. Got stacks of prizes for the draw.
Good.
Tickets are £1 each. Boom.
So for £1, you could win. Is that
You
the
could
pro
win.
hollower or the hollower one? The number one hollower. The pro
Number
hollower.
one
or-
hollower.
That's the number one hollower with the what's he call it? The new tips they do.
Negative rake.
Negative rake tips. All in there. The whole thing.
Good.
Dearest one they got. He's posted.
Stephen Gordon says it's a good raffle.
Yeah, I got a stack of prizes.
A £1 or two out of me. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I got a box of Hampshire Sheen stuff. I got a box of chestnut stuff. I've got 1, 2, 3 sets of tools from Axminster, Turner's Retreat, and somebody else. Can't think of it now.
Oh, good.
There's a year's wood turning magazine for free. Year supply.
Roy
It's a
won't be
smock
going,
from
he says.
a smock from the whatever. Steve SK Krafts is going to chuck in a little bag of bits. So
Is he?
come on.
Is he?
Yeah, he is now.
Did,
He is now.
did you know about this in advance?
He is
Steve?
now.
Just been mugged. I think you've just been mugged, Steve.
So, these people, don't forget, these people are doing it because they want to see a good weekend. And you can, pay £1 or £10 or whatever. Raffle prizes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go around anyway selling raffle tickets. So if anybody got any money in their pocket, they've lost it.
Yeah, it's getting extracted from your pocket.
Yep.
And Ruth's
Even
not
go
allowed
around
to
with
buy
a card
tickets
machine.
because Ruth's not going, thankfully.
No, I'm not bringing her. Christ.
No,
Yeah,
but
Ruth, don't let
she's
Ruth
Wonderland.
buy a ticket. She'll win everything.
Yeah.
I've never known such a lucky woman.
Rob says I can put together a raffle prize.
Cheers, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. That would be wonderful if you would. Yeah, that would be fabulous. No, I mean this is. I mean, Rob's Klingspors are our corporate members, SK Krafts corporate members. Then and then that's how they support it. All right, it gives them publicity. Yeah, we don't mind that. That's what it's about. But they support an event like this, which makes it all even better, doesn't it?
It makes the cogs in the world of communication and business.
And it's not just being there to see 10 demonstrators, some from around the world. That is lovely. That is lovely, but it's also meeting everybody you chat to every day on the chat. Being there, saying hello, mate. Oh, hello, Mo. I haven't seen you for a while. You're looking older. Things like that.
Older. I get younger every day, Terry. Unlike you.
No, you don't, Brian. You don't.
No, I have to
Shut
disagree
up,
with that one.
You be quiet.
Ruth is lucky she met me, Roy. Trust me.
Yeah, cheers.
No, I've never been to the AWGB seminar before.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm lucky enough that I'm going as a trader rather than a punter. So I'm really looking forward to that. But to me, it's more about, like Terry just said, meeting people, having a chat. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm there to promote SK Krafts as a brand, the Buddy range, Kingsport abrasives. But again, initially, it's all about having a bit of communication with people, having a chat and having a laugh as well. So,
more about having a laugh than anything else.
Yeah, but I'm going to Harrogate this year, right? The hotel's costing me 360 quid.
Thought you weren't going.
I am. Changing my mind.
Ah, gee.
Well, all my fans love me. I've got to go now. They want to see me.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Would you listen?
I like a mirror like you got. I want a mirror like you got.
Anyway,
My fan loves
my
me.
fan, yeah, there'll be one fan there. But then when you think about it, I've got to buy all my meals. That's another 200 quid in it, really. 150 quid.
Fortune to go.
So that's 563 quid.
Mhm.
It's less than going to the seminar for a
Another
weekend.
600 quid you spend.
Well,
buying
last
stuff
time I
you don't
spent
need.
2,000 or 3,000. So I'm not going to take any money with me this time.
Well, you expecting your fans to buy you drink all weekend?
Katie's going to give me a cuddle when she sees me.
Oh, of course.
I feel for you, Hayley. I feel for you.
Yeah, me too.
I'm only going for the day. I think I'm going on the Saturday. I think.
I'm not going at all. Steve.
Right.
I'm not going for that. I'm not going for the whole. I can't justify being away all next weekend.
Evening,
and then
Andy.
2 weekends away, then be away again. Evening, Andy. How are you?
Andy, the valleyest of returners, is in.
So I think I'll go just.
Evening, Andy.
Yeah, but I can't justify it because Ruth said she might not be able to go. So I thought it was a week.
Have we exhausted the WGB now?
And the seminar.
What about some chat questions? Have we got any questions in the
Yeah,
chat?
well, we got chat questions because Steve
Right, yeah.
saved them.
We've
up,
got
actually.
3 chat questions. The first one was, this is from Dancing with Artvox. I just bought some Allen keys to make miniature hollowing and boring tools. How thin an Allen key before it becomes dangerous? I personally wouldn't use Allen keys, but that's not my choice. That's not the question.
Depends on the steel.
Well, if you can lift me, Ailey, that's fine. Ruth's not sure if she's coming yet because she did have other things on, Lucy. So, if she can cancel them, she'll come. But if she can't, she won't. Symbols.
Back to the question about the Allen keys. I've only made one hollowing tool, basically for doing small Christmas decorations. So it doesn't really need to be that strong. But I used just an ordinary Allen key.
I mean, I'll make my
not
little
one of the
hollowing
cheap
tools, the tiny
Chinese
ones. The little ones I'll make of Allen keys because Allen keys
Well,
are
that's what
case
we're
hardened.
talking about, Terry.
That's what we're
Strong
talking
as
about.
hell. Yeah, case hardened Allen keys are brilliant.
Well, when you say that, Terry, a good set of Allen keys will be case hardened.
Yeah.
But if you
Well,
use
yeah, I'm not talking
if you
about the
use an
rubbish
Allen
you
key
buy.
that came with, came with a flat pack bit of
Yeah.
furniture, it
No,
ain't
no.
going to be case hardened.
And it depends how you
You know?
grind it as well. Because if you grind it too quick and get it too hot, you'll take the temper out of it anyway.
Yeah.
But then if you dip it back in oil, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but not a lot of people know that. You've got to get it cherry red and dip it in oil, not just hot. It's got to be cherry red.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, if you want it case hardened, you got to get it white hot and dip it in water. That does make it a little bit brittle, but if you're only hollowing small stuff, it's not going to snap.
Does that affect it when you sharpen it though?
No.
I think the one I used was 6mm Allen key.
I used a little 3mm one to get in behind. I did a little one day. I did a very short, what's they call it? Tree demonstration.
Tree bobble. Christmas bobble.
Tree bobble, with the 2 finials on. One for
3mm, Terry. That's very, very small, Terry.
for you, didn't I? I did one.
You did. It's in my Christmas ornament box up the stairs.
Yeah.
I don't think
And it was only like an inch diameter, so you're taking off very little timber. And I hollowed it out, and it was lovely. Ruby Claire told me that. She said, "Why didn't you make it?" I said, "I have."
I thought 3mm was very small, though. 3mm is tiny.
But I had to get in small because the hole was only about 4mm for the finials to go on the bottom. Eighth of an inch, yeah, that's good.
Failed miserably.
Size, roughly.
Yeah, 1/8 of an inch. Is that quarter?
And do you know what? Do you know what? If you make them, if you're right-handed and you make them right-hand turn, so you can go in like this, you're leaning over the lathe unless you can turn it towards you. All this crap. If your lathe goes backwards, make it the other way, and you can stand there and hollow it out, and you can see where you're hollowing as well.
That's true.
So just turn it over and sharpen the other side.
Make it universal, sharpen both sides.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did. And you could do both sides then without, and it's quite easy to stand there and then hollow away from you, and you can see exactly where it's going. If you got a hole big enough to see in, of course.
Yeah.
You'll do when you go through the side.
Remember to lock your truck.
Well, yeah,
up.
you see it then, yeah.
If
But then you got to have
it.
the Simon Hope hollowing system with this little Allen key on the end. Paint it, get the camera. What you going in, you know?
Overkilling it now. Overkilling it.
Rob, you say that, Rob. My granddad used to make all his wood turning tools out of old files, but the trouble is they're that hard, they're brittle. So if you get a snatch or a catch, they'll just snap.
Yeah, and the problem, of course, is they have got a tang on them. So if you've got them in a handle with a tang, the tang will break and the thing will fly up at you.
Yeah.
They won't break at the point; they'll break at the tang. So you got to be a bit careful with that.
Yeah, when we cleared out my nan and gran's house when he passed away, there was no end of. I'm talking the big engineering files, the big chunky files, and no end where he'd reground them. And I didn't use. I just threw them away. I weren't going to use them.
Terry's going to show us how to make a hollowing tool out of an Allen key.
Yep, I can show you that on Sunday's Day.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect.
It's easy.
Right, so
make a note of that, Terry, because that's a live for you.
I'll do that. I'll do it on Sunday.
So then Rob from Kingsport said, okay, twist. This is obviously about colouring. If you had a stunning piece in a raw state, how do you seal, protect it without changing the colour of the raw wood?
Right. Well, some of the sealers actually change its colour. It automatically darkens. It won't when the product you're using to seal it is brand new and fresh, but it will oxidize because it's using a chemical reaction to evaporate all the stuff that keeps it together. So when that evaporates, it'll oxidize. Like if you Danish oil, brand new, clear as a bell. Danish oil 3 weeks old after you've opened the tin, brown or light brown. Danish oil after a year, almost black. So, but that's what the wood will go like. The wood will darken if you color it with Danish oil, say, and 12 months later the wood's darker. There's not much you can do with that.
Basically, anything you add to wood is going to change the color.
It will.
If you put water on it, it changes color
to different degrees, obviously. So if you use something like a burnishing oil, it's very thin, it's light, it's clear in color. It still changes the color a little bit. It just darkens it a little bit. But I don't think it does any.
It will do because of the oxidization of the product.
I don't think it does any real damage to the.
No, of course not.
Malcolm Douglas says acrylics stay clear.
Yeah, acrylic lacquer. Cellulose lacquer will.
What about acrylic sand and sealer? Is that clear as well then?
Yeah. Well,
if it's brand new, it is. If it's brand new, because
it's water-based, isn't it? It's water-based, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't
but the actual product
lacquers over dry wood. Can't do it. Doesn't work.
No, got to seal them.
There's going to be the thing is in a lot of wood, if the wood's been grown somewhere, the soil's got
minerals
in it.
Minerals.
Yeah, as soon as you put something like that's going to because you put a moisture on it, it's going to automatically react anyway, isn't it?
It does change, but I mean, I've got pieces there that are sealed with like acrylic sanding seal and stuff, and you wouldn't. It's just slightly darker than it was when it started. It's not making it any. Doesn't change the color as such.
Can I just go back slightly up the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Ailey says, "You bet!" Exclamation mark. Rob, I was too distracted spending money on abrasives, getting my free rucksack.
What?
Who's got free rucksacks?
Rob.
Why haven't I got a free rucksack?
What do you need?
Come on, I need something to give Ruth for Christmas. For Christ's sake. I don't want to buy her a present.
Don't lie to me, Terry Bray. You don't do Christmas.
Never bought her a present. Yeah, I don't have to buy one. Fuck her say, look what I've got for you, dear.
Look what Rob gave you.
Look what Rob gave you for Christmas.
Here you go, Ruth. I bought you this for Christmas. You'll never get for a girl from Kingsport across the centre of it.
Talking of that, Rob.
Rob,
when you bring me one of those sanding blocks? Remember, I'll email you. Don't forget to bring one for me. I'll pay for it. Don't mind. It's not a problem. I just want one.
Of course you're going to pay
Got
for
some
it.
sanding to do on a bloody lamppost at some point. So I need
Right.
one.
So the last chat question we had come in was this one from Roy. Do people prefer spindle or bowl turning? I prefer bowl. You never guess, but I prefer bowl.
You would hardly guess that. I like spindle turning, but
Love
I
spindle
like
turning.
I, I,
I
I
did
like
that most of
I
my
like both.
blinking
I
early
like
life.
both.
Oops, I didn't want to do that.
I have no preference. I do like turning vases and stuff like that. So they are spindle orientation. I have no real comment to make on that.
No. What about the people in the chat?
I love spindle turning, but I don't mind either. I can do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spindle turning can be quite challenging at times,
Hmm.
depending on what you're making.
If you're going to make, I don't know, 20, say, rows of spindles up your staircase, you think, those square spindles that are there now, they're rubbish. I'm changing that. I'll keep the handrail, I'll keep the base rail, but I'm going to change the spindles. And you do all these different coves and blah, blah, whatever, and you get a storyboard, I don't know, 18 inches long. Try making them all the same.
No.
But you can.
No.
You can. You'll make
Just
80
no.
and you'll get 20 perfectly.
What you're better off doing though is going to B&Q and buying them off the shelf for about six
Yeah,
quid
but they're
each.
not very good though, are they? That's the trouble.
They might not be
And
very
they may
good,
not be what you want.
but you can spend the next 3 days doing what you want to do, not turning spindles.
Correct.
Yeah, but it's the fun of turning the spindle and getting them all right.
No.
And then you put them all in, then you got to paint them. No.
No, you don't then. You varnish them.
Oh,
Because you see
definitely
all
no.
the timber then.
Oh, definitely no,
Same.
because you'll be back varnishing them again in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Maintenance
Part
free.
of it, all part of it.
Don't worry about that. Go to Brundle's and buy metal or metal powder coated spindles to
good.
put them in.
That's
Well,
a
you could
good
do
idea.
that, I suppose, yeah.
That's a good
And
idea.
glass panels. Just,
Yep.
long, wide spindles. So you got 3-foot glass panels going up the staircase.
I quite like
Carbon
that idea of
glass.
glass panels, to be honest. I think I might do that.
They are
one.
quite nice.
They're a bit. I will tell people I've fitted a lot of the glass panels on the stairs, and it's a bit of a bum clinching moment when you take out those packers when you've done the clamps up. You
Clamp
think,
them up. You think, oh my God.
because the clamps only go so tight. You have to do the clamps up so they're fully tight. They only.
Yeah.
But when
Mhm.
you've put packers underneath it, so there's an equal gap top and bottom,
Yeah.
and then that when you take those packers out, there's a
Here
bit of
we
a
go.
bum clenching moment because you think if that drops, that's just going to shatter.
Is it? Yes. You think, oh my God, here we go.
Yeah. Rob makes a good point. He says that many people have come to your house and said, them spindles look good. Nobody.
Everybody
Yeah.
comes to my house and says, huh, where's your
No
staircase?
stairs. No stairs.
There's a perfect there.
And yet,
Paul
and yet
Huygens got
Ruth
it right.
says,
Says it was Steve Jones, is right.
Ruth says
That's
now,
exactly
I say,
right.
Ruth, where's so-and-so? She says it's in the understair cupboard. Because we got a cupboard. But it's not on the stairs because you don't have any. But that's what she calls it. Because we always did have an understair cupboard. till we
I
moved.
did used to work with a joiner who made staircases and things, etc. And he got commissioned to put a big staircase that went up and then turned both sides. So it had a sweeping staircase like you see in the TV. Made it of oak with 300 spindles.
Yeah.
But he bought the spindles. He didn't turn the spindles. He didn't even cut the spindles. He just ordered them.
I did that for a spiral staircase once. A long, wide spiral staircase once. Oh, many years ago. Mate said to me, I want wooden spindles on there. I said, don't be daft. You want curved glass panels. It's such a, I mean, the guy was a millionaire. He said, no, I want you to turn me wooden spindles. Oh, God. But out of oak. They all had to be oak. Everything was oak, in the house. Very nice. But he didn't care what it cost. He just said, I want it. Do it. Yeah. Steve's right. Look, if you get the hang of turning stair spindles, managing the whip, massively improved. And that's coming from a professional turner who knows what it's about.
It's all about tool presentation.
So even if you don't like doing it, people, have a go. Just stick a scrap piece of timber on, 3 foot long, 2 foot long, whatever your lathe will take, and just turn spindles, turn boat coves and beads and pummels and whatever. Let's just have a go.
What's the first thing you're taught?
Yep. And then
On the spindle with
that's
a bead.
good. I'll have another go at that. And then you do it again. It gets better. And it gets better. And in the end, you think, oh, that's quite cool. I'll do my stairs. Always turn the last one upside down. So you make, you maybe have a vase there and a bead and a cove and whatever. And you all the way up the stairs, turn the last one upside down. See how many people
There's one upside down in my staircase.
Nobody notices it, but that's what we do when you fit stairs. Stick the last one upside down.
Or stick a random one upside down, so you have to look for it.
Yeah, but I always stick the last one upside down. Nobody ever noticed it. Works a treat.
Spindle turning is what you begin with. Bowl turning comes after that. A lot of people are starting with bowls.
It's the tutor course. Is AWGB tutor course. If you want to do it for your club, become a tutor to teach others. Basic turning, basic spindle course.
I think it's the best way to learn tool control.
Actually, most of it's health and safety. It's not about turning; it's about health and safety. But once
when you get to the turning bit, if you're turning spindles first, you'll learn tool control quicker than you will if you just start on bowls.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think.
And you learn how to use a skew chisel, and you learn how to use a spindle gouge.
Well, you learn everything.
A roughing gouge, which you can't do on a bowl.
So you're learning everything about positioning of your feet, using your body rather than your hands. All the good stuff is done in spindle work before you go to a bowl, I think.
And I think even I don't know about you. I know you guys do, but I would imagine any confident turner, they still go back and do basic beads and coves and practice every now and again.
All the time.
I know
I do every time before live. Every time before live, I put a bit of spindle up and I do it. Just get me wrist. Well, I only got one wrist. This one don't. This is not a wrist, is it?
Don't work.
Solid. But I'd still do it every time, just to get one wrist working. So it loosens me up a bit. Makes me feel good when it flies over my ear and goes back next to the wall. Do it 3 or 4 times, I know I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good. It's good going back to basics now and again.
100%. Should when I get my workshop back up and running again, that's what I'll be doing for the first sort of 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be playing with spindle.
Just practicing.
I may end up with a box of dibbers for next year.
Doesn't matter, does it? Practicing for tool control. It is a way to learn the screw, Frederick.
Thousands of lace bobbins,
right.
Which is just mini spindles only.
I've turned thousands of those damn things.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave it all up. 8 weeks, 10 weeks ago, whatever, maybe more than that. Some woman who I met in a cafe. Of course, I was wearing my wood turning shirt with all the crap on, all the blades and whatever. She said, "Oh, you do wood turning?" I said, "No, I'm just wearing this for a friend." She said, "Can I go to a what's the name club? Where they make all the lace and all the rest of it." She said, "Can you turn me some lace bobbins?" So I gave her my card, and she said, "I want 50 of those," and she sent me one. Sent me a picture of one with measurements. Okay, so then I had to stand there and turn 50 plug-in lace bobbins, which I've done for donkey's years.
Half a day later, you were finished. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah, it was good fun. It did take long, but it went out of my head. Never done them for a long, long time. And I thought, oh God, I gotta do this now. I'm getting paid for this. I got to get it right. But once you've done like 2 or 3, and it all comes back. Muscle memory, and off you go.
Lucy's just said.
Yeah, Malcolm, he's made thousands of lace bobbins.
Apparently, Lucy's just said, an upside down spindle keeps the devil away. Okay.
That's it.
Fair enough.
Won't be allowed in your house, then.
What happens if you live in a bungalow? What happens if you live in a bungalow, Lucy?
You're looking past the front door, Terry.
You put it around your terrace, Steve. Spindles around your terrace.
Oh, spindles on the fence outside.
The handrail.
Instead of a white picket fence, you have a spindle fence.
That's it, spindle fence. I've got an allotment. I wonder if I should put it around there.
You should, definitely.
I need about 800 to 1,000 spindles in.
You need to make nice spindles for on your
100 meters.
bed,
it's 100 meters up, so it's 200 meters that way and 30 meters, 20 meters across. Cool.
So if you make all your little raised beds, put a spindle in each corner, you can put a net over them.
Yeah. Lucy lives in a bungalow. Look.
She does.
That's good. That's only because she can't get. It's because the steps are too high.
Yeah, well, the steps are too high in it for her to get up. That's the trouble.
I used to live in a bungalow.
Andy's already he's sitting upstairs, but she can't.
His question: is there any benefit
Always.
from warming up before starting the day's tournament?
Always, Frederick.
100%.
Yeah.
Always.
It's about muscle
time you go
memory.
into the
Every
workshop.
time. I'll do
It's
it
about
every
muscle
time I go in the
memory.
workshop.
Yep.
When I do a live on a Sunday, I'm in there an hour before practicing for, get me arm, wrists and all the rest of it. Muscle memory.
Except when he sleeps in.
And I'm trying to think while I'm doing it, while I'm messing around, trying to think, what am I going to make tonight?
Yeah.
What am I going to make tonight?
That's why most turners have a box full of like garden
Firewood.
doubles or
Yeah, I've got a box of those.
wands or.
Well, I've already done some the other day on a live. I got 180 snowmen to make for Christmas for somebody. They wanted 180 of them.
That's a good little practice technique too. You make a snowman.
Yeah, I've done 50 of them already practicing. So I'll do those before Christmas. I think she wants them end of November.
So. Rob wants to know if Terry's in an hour before, why is he always late starting?
So I'm sharpening my tools after I've blunted them.
He's sweeping the floor, Rob.
You know what it is, Rob, really? I like the big entrance. You're all waiting for me, see?
When he was a magistrate, he used to make everybody stand up as he walked.
Shh, you shouldn't tell him that. Let's blow my cover. There's only 27 years, but
Vinny's ever seen one of these before?
What is it?
It's a torch.
A torch?
Nope.
No, is it like something you use for rectal use? I know.
Oh, it's a rubber.
Nope.
It's a rubber. Well, Brian makes so many mistakes. He needs a big rubber.
Is that
It's a piece of chalk. It's a chalk.
When I used to work for Beryl, we used to make rubbers. We used to make the same mechanical system as that, but with rubbers in them.
Where'd you get that, Brian?
It came from Michelle's cousin in Canada.
Right.
And she wants me to make a wooden sleeve for the outside because she doesn't like the feel of it.
Okay.
And she wants a wooden sleeve made for the outside.
Yeah. But obviously, you've got to keep it so the button works still.
It's a choker for a person who's scoring at darts.
Oh, right, yeah.
So,
Ruth used to play darts. She used to score with, you just grab with the chalk and do it. It's easier.
Yeah, I know. But in Canada, they don't want to get their fingers all covered in chalk. Apparently, they're very posh in Canada. But like you, Terry.
Well, they can't be that posh because most places have digital boards now.
But this is no. See, that's getting into the modern age. This is Canada we're talking about.
I see.
They're not that old.
Roy says he's been practicing on Fred chasing on some plastic plumbing pipe.
Man.
But it's a bit soft. Yeah, so that means you've got to go a little bit lighter.
Softer, gentler.
Go a bit lighter. That'll teach you to be.
I'd try some plumbing pipe rather than straws. That might be a bit better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a bit soft. Straw. Oh God. Anyway.
Yeah, just do it a little bit lighter. If you can get it to on that thing, it's a weird hard word, soft word. You won't get it on pine very well unless you coat the pine with super glue. But Roy, knowing you probably use a whole thing of super glue, and it still messes right up. So don't try that. Use proper wood, Roy. You
got loads of wood. Roy, use wood.
Get the proper wood. Nice hard.
Frederick Day says he practiced thread chasing on a candle.
Yep, you can do that.
That would be interesting.
All goes wrong, you can melt it back.
Okay, so Paul Houghton wants to know on thread chasing, which common woods are best?
Oh, do you want a list? Maparney, the old, what's the name? Bowling balls, Lignum vitae. Boxwood, African blackwood, snakewood, ironwood, and there's lots more.
Yeah.
But you can do it on oak, ash, beech, elm. You can do it on all of them. If you get it
You
all
can. It's
ready
just more difficult.
and you get your groove and all the rest of it and your 45 degree, you get it all ready to go, coat it with thin super glue, let it dry, do a couple of cuts, coat it again, do a couple of cuts. It's just like using boxwood.
So basically, you're just getting the super glue to soak in to harden the surface.
Yeah, just to harden the
Yes.
surface because it'll
Right.
tear out on the greenhouse.
Yeah, well,
So you can do it. And use particularly good.
you.
If you're very careful, you can do you brilliantly without super glue. But if you just add a thing around the super glue and let it dry off, it's really good. You know, perhaps I'll do a demonstration one day on that, but not yet. I did one
It's
a
got to
while
be,
back.
but it's got to be super thin super glue, not normal super glue.
Thin super glue, yeah, don't use
And yeah.
Super thin.
You want to go into the grain a millimeter so that you get 2 or 3 cuts, and then you could do it again and finish it off. You know,
Paul says, what about olive?
olives, all right. Olives natural olive wood is got natural oils in it. But you still need to. We'll try it without, then try it with. When I'll do my thread demonstration to clubs, I'll show them a piece where I've got a piece of oak and a piece of ash, I think it is, where I've threaded it with super glue and I've threaded it without. And you can see where it's torn the grain out slightly, where it hasn't on the super glue, on an ordinary piece of common wood that we get in our country. And then I usually get some unsuspecting idiot up. Oh, no disrespect, Roy. Who puts their hand up to say they got chisels, tools, and they've never used them because they've tried and it's all gone crap, and so they don't bother, and blah, 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 blah. So then I'll get them up in front of the class, in front of all the people there, all 800 of them. Say, right, it's that difficult to do. I'm going to see if this chap can do it. And within less than a minute, he's cut a thread. Now, right, Roy, much to your surprise, it's that easy.
It's a bit like asking for the victim. I mean, volunteer.
Yeah.
See, that's
Well, I
the
did it
thing.
at one club. I think it was it? Is it West Sussex? I think so. East Sussex. I don't know. Anyway, down that way somewhere.
Sussex.
Yeah, and I said, right. I said a couple of myths to dispel. It's very expensive to thread chase. Very expensive. And it is horrendously difficult to do.
No.
Right? And they're all saying, yeah, well, their own heads are nodding, you know, like, yeah, yeah. And I said, hands up, who's got thread chisels? So, 3 or 4 people put their hand up, they got them. Hands up, who's ever used them? One bloke puts his hand up. How long did you use it for? Oh, failed. The others aren't using it. I said, hands up, who's just joined the club? And 2 blokes put their hand up. I said, when did you join? Well, one said he joined 2 months ago. And the other one said this is his second meeting, so he joined 1 month ago. I said, okay. Have you both got a lathe? No. Okay. I said, anybody done any turning yet? Well, only we come to the club and they showed us how to use a roughing gauge. Okay, fine. So this guy then only just done, he's no lathe, never done any turning. I said, right. I said, this is how difficult it is. I said, with that chap that's never done buck roll, come over here. So up he comes, and within 2 minutes, he had a perfect thread. And I said, that's how difficult it is. That's how difficult it is. It's not difficult. It's just, if somebody shows you how to do it, you can do it right away. And Mary was amazed. He's never turned anything in his life. And then the other, oh, and I did the same with Roy and the chairman at Roy's place. I can't remember his name now. Nice chap. I showed Roy, I got drag Roy up, and halfway through, after the break, he said, yeah, he said, but I think Roy's probably been practicing. He said, I can't thread chase either. He said, but Roy's probably practiced. He said, you got him up as a stooge, I said, okay. So we started the second half. I said, right, Mr. Chairman, get your ass up here. And I said, you're going to do it now. Didn't he, Roy? He did it. Less than 2 minutes, he'd had a thread. Perfect. That's in a minute. It's not difficult. It's just learning. And then it's practice. Practice, 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 practice. to do is practice. It's like anything. Practice with a skew, practice with a roughing gouge, practice with
That's anything, isn't it? Tool
anything.
time.
It's tool time. Be in there. Don't worry about the wood, because the wood you're going to throw away. You got a piece of scrap wood on there. Don't go to a shop and buy a, £10 piece of timber. Ordinary down B&Q, buy the rubbish, stick it on the lathe and turn it till there's nothing left. Then put another bit, turn it again. Have fun making shavings. Then when you want to turn something good, you think, oh, here we go, and off you go. Although what I will say, if you're practicing the skew chisel and you are turning soft crap wood, and you get good at that, when you turn the hardwood, it'll be a lot easier, but it is harder to turn. Not more difficult, it's harder, as in turning it is harder. But practicing with the softwood, if you can get a good finish on a piece of pine, you'll be perfect on hardwood. With any of the tools, not just the scooches or the spindle gouge or anything.
A lot of the time, if you turn in softwood, the reason you get tear out a lot of the time is because you're being too aggressive, isn't it?
Tool's not sharp.
But also, don't take don't take like a millimetre off and a millimetre. See, people learning the roughing gouge and they're roughing down. They got a square piece. It takes them 25 minutes to get the round. Get the round in 25 seconds. Take it off. Rip it off. Get rid of it.
Yeah, don't matter what it looks like.
Then you use another tool.
Yep.
And get it smooth. Don't be afraid to take a cut. Proper cut. You can't see Steve Jones or Steve Gordon or anybody else got to make. They got 100 spindles to make, or they got this to make, or that to make. They will stand there taking 10 minutes, taking off of. Oh, got to make this a round. Hang on, I'll just stand here for half hour. Within 20 seconds, it's round, and he's cutting the shapes.
Yep.
Because
the first process is just removing all the waste, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's their job. They've got to get rid of the rubbish and then start making their cuts.
But most of the guys that we're talking to in the chat are not professional turners, and they're not in a hurry.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You get a better cut if you take a bigger cut. I don't mean a huge cut, take it off in one go. But if you take a bigger cut, you get a better finish on that cut. Because if you're cutting into it, you've got an actual groove, a V, where the chisel sits in it. So it's not going to, provided you don't get a catch, obviously, it's not going to jump out at you. And you just, there you go.
Yeah. So you're actually providing some bevel support rather than skimming along the surface.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure the razor sharp. Back to
Sharp
the grind.
tools, present it correctly, and you'll be fine.
Yep, definitely. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realise. When you're turning, you don't sharpen your tools, turn 3 projects, and sharpen again. Sometimes you have to sharpen 3 or 4 times during a project.
During each one.
You may, yeah.
Unless you've got 3 or 4 gouges, all ready for you, and you just use another one. When you can tell when it gets blunt, you can feel it, you can hear it. Put that down, use another one, put that down, use another one, and then go back, sharpen all 3. Come back, where you go again. And when you all get really good, and most of you are now, I'll send you my cameras, and you can do all the lives on Sundays.
You're desperate to try to get out of this Sunday live, aren't you?
Hey, the thing is, though, he was only big for Sundays.
I'm peed off that I got to stand in for Pete on Sunday. God,
I want to do Sundays. Yeah. Okay, Terry, you do Sundays.
No, I just didn't want to do Mondays because it was messing me up Mondays because it was Monday lunchtimes I used to do. Monday lunchtime, it became I was the whole day of Monday was
takes up your whole day.
We used to go shopping Mondays. We used to go shopping after the live, and sometimes I won't go shopping until 4 o'clock. Ruth get me out,
Well, it's only because you do 3-hour lives.
And then she said, now we're up here with the girls, and we got the grandchildren. She picks them up from school. We go shopping afterwards. I can't do that now because I'm doing a blinking live. So I needed to change the day, so I changed it to Sunday night.
Well, I think we've exhausted that.
I think Royce, like Rob says, he agrees. All practice sanding.
Yeah, practice.
Use once, and throw away.
And
don't worry about running. Don't worry about running out because I know an excellent website where you can get some more.
Yeah. So that's a serious point I said there. Use once and throw away. Use it for one project and bin it because it's not good for the next project because it's worn out.
You know what they say? You should use sandpaper like someone else is paying for it.
Yeah.
I
Because
do.
a piece of worn 120 is not 240. It's just a
Yep.
worn piece of 120.
120,
Yep.
and it'll scratch, and it'll grab, and it'll dig, and it'll be bloody.
Well, that just end up burnishing the surface. And
Just stops cutting. It just stops
Yeah.
cutting. But like your, but
So
like your
use it
gauge.
and sling it. And
Yep.
use it and sling it.
They're
Yes, it
what it's
costs a
designed
little
for.
bit more, but you know, if you're paying 15, 20 pounds for a blank of wood, and then you're paying, you know, for your tools and all the rest of it, and then you go and screw it all up by using a piece of sandpaper you had for 4 months. Not worth it, is it?
Rob's putting in the
Uh,
chat. I think
Oh,
my heart. Oh, wrong one. I think my heart's just melted.
Oh God! Just bring the bloody
that's-
draw
that-
price, all right?
that's enough.
And don't
That's
forget
enough
my
talking about
sanding block.
sanding there.
Sanding block and draw price. That's all you need to bring, Rob. And after that, you can go. Oh no, you stay in the weekend, and you
Yeah,
I'm
Rob's every
telling that.
weekend. Yeah.
I need the support.
does Rob drink? Anybody know?
Yeah, like a fish. And apparently that's
God.
all on you. You reckon?
No, Steve Gordon said he's paying for the drinks.
Would I? Sounds interesting.
Steve's a nice guy. I should buy
Always
Steve a
keep the
drink, no
sandpaper
problem.
moving. That's all I. That won't be difficult.
Right, and I think that's it.
We're about done.
We had enough of the chat. Have we had enough of them? Any burning
What?
issues you got, guys, in the chat?
There's a light
girls
just
and-
come on outside my house.
UFO.
He likes beer.
Oh,
says
be Michelle
Lucy.
coming home.
She says he knows.
Right,
that.
so obviously there will be no live next Sunday. I mean next Friday, because we
Yeah.
are obviously
At the
at
seminar.
the seminar. Steve's put my ears are burning.
Steve.
There will be no live this Sunday because I will be at Terry's
At the-
club.
At the seminar.
No, at
Yeah,
the
this Sunday he'll be at my club,
Beery's club. There'll be no live the Sunday after because I'll be at the seminar.
and so will I. So I won't do a live.
So I'll have to do the hashtag the week after.
Good.
Brian
idea.
won't do a live either because he'll be at the seminar.
Live
I
from the
won't,
bar.
Pete
I won't
gets
do it
back
live
from
this
holiday.
Sunday.
Pete might do it.
We could do a live. We could do a live on Friday night from the seminar. Oh my god!
Well, I
that would
thought
be bad.
that,
Maybe
I
not.
thought
That might
that.
not be the best thing to do.
but
That's
we'd
a
have to
cunning
take the
idea.
cameras and we'd have to get it logged in and all the rest of it. So we need a
No,
computer.
like,
No, I'll do it off my mobile. I can do it off my
Yeah.
mobile.
we can just
Okay,
video
well,
it off
that's right.
mobiles. Like.
Well, what we could do really is get all 10 demonstrators at 8 o'clock to come in and do a bit each.
No, you're
That'd be
pushing
good,
the
wouldn't it?
boat out now.
Yeah.
Like,
I
hey,
think.
Rolly, tell Rolly Munro from New Zealand, he's like one of the best turners in the world. He's going to come out and just, come on, Rolly,
Yeah.
just give us 20
Turn
minutes on our
a
live here.
spindle from square, yeah.
Yeah. And 8 seconds,
But anyway,
Yeah. No.
if these lot ain't too.
Well, Rob's got the best idea. Look, Rob, live from the bar.
Yeah.
Cunning
Fucking
plan,
hell.
Rob.
Yes.
Cunning
Well
we
plan.
done,
will.
Rob.
If these lot are absolutely at the dogs, I will put a live stream up and anybody can just pop in there and say hello, can't they?
Yeah, we
That's a
might
good
do.
idea.
We might.
see how
We'll
it
see
goes.
what happens. We'll
That's
see
a
what
good idea.
happens.
But
I
if
would
not,
imagine
we're going to
some
have a
people might
blinking
get a
good
bit
time,
of-
everybody.
I would imagine a few people might get a bit of hump if we're walking around with live cameras going. But anyway,
No, they won't. I'm in charge anyway, so it don't matter. Do it.
I'm in charge.
he's in charge. Right.
Uh,
So
anybody says anything, just say Terry says okay.
Who gave Terry the badge? Who
well,
gave
you'll
him
be
that
there.
badge?
You'll be there with us. So hopefully you'll be
I'll
the
be there.
bodyguard.
I'll be there.
Right. So, if anybody's going to the seminar, I look forward to seeing you at the seminar. Us three Muppets will be there, so come over and say hi.
Yeah.
Come and say hello.
So
Steve's
other than
going.
that,
Steve Gordon's
Yep,
going. Malcolm's
forward
going.
to it.
Malcolm Douglas is going.
yeah, nice. I'll be seeing you boys there.
Yep.
So other than that, have a great weekend. We will see you when we see you.
Actually, that's a good idea, Steve.
We'll do the auction live.
Go
Great
live
idea.
when Roger does the auction. So we have an auction at the end.
what,
The,
at
the
the end
auction
of
of
what?
all the demonstrators. They don't know yet. Well, they're going to be donating some pieces for auction.
Well, we are live. You know that, don't you?
So I'm not going to let them take them home. We're just going to say, that's a
Oh,
good
the-
piece. Give me that.
oh,
That's for the
Well, the
auction.
pieces they made
Yeah.
during their demos. I see.
Yeah, exactly. This was made by so and so. Boom. Lovely job. And then we'll auction off. That's the idea,
Good
isn't it?
idea. Good idea.
We do that every time. So
Anyway,
I wanted to be the auctioneer, but I was overruled.
yeah, I can see
But
why. That'd be going
I'll
on for
tell you
hours.
now, if the auctioneer is not that good,
Terry,
he's
do you
going
know
to
why
get
you're?
pushed out of the
Do
way
you,
hell of a
do you
quick.
know why you're not the auctioneer, Terry?
Why?
Do you know why?
Why?
Because you never shut up long enough for anybody to put a bid in.
Oh, but I'll be there. I'll be 24, 35.
That's what I mean. What do you think this is,
So
America?
to Mr. So and so for 150 quid. You'll think, Christ, I only bent a tenner. That's what I'll be doing.
Only scratch my head.
Yeah, so
What's this, Rob? We'll show the real Brian with hair. How am I going to grow my
he ain't
hair
got any
between now
hair,
and
Rob. He
then?
ain't got any hair. Don't worry about it. If he comes
2p.
with a wig on, we'll expose
I've
it
got more hair. I've got more hair than Terry, though.
live on YouTube.
Right,
That's
we're
only
going
'cause
to go.
Brian, that's because you're shorter than me, so your head don't reach the headboard.
Right, we're
Good night,
going to
everybody.
go on that note. Have a
Good
great
night,
weekend,
everybody.
guys, and we will see you when we see you. Take care. Speak to you
Yeah.
soon.
Well, I'll see you
Bye for
Sunday.
now.
I'll see you Sunday. I'll be
Take
there
care,
Sunday.
guys.
We'll see you Sunday. See you later, folks. Bye. Thanks for coming over and watching. Don't
Bye.
forget the thumbs up on the way out.
Yep. Cheers.